So the thing is, I don't know if you've noticed, but you don't see too many people walking around in Trek shirts.
Right. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's just because it's not as merchandised, or that's just like you say?
I get called a nerd.
Yeah.
For liking Star Trek.
Okay. Well, I made speaking of that lady at the end of the last video, she had a Star Trek uniform on for Halloween.
Was
and
it
it was okay. It was probably like a little thinner one. Like she didn't get to bust out the $250 for a nice one. This was probably.
If you're gonna go with the Trek uniform, you spend the cash.
Yeah, but before that, I had made the mistake of, and I didn't actually mean it as an insult, but I said, "Are you a Star Trek geek, Sherry?" Yeah, so mean and unfeeling, like.
Well, yeah, and I think that it kind of sucks to get ridicule from being what people would consider intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's a different podcast.
Well, that's like, what's the movie, Idiocracy?
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely felt that. I mean, I was a straight A student in school. I'm no Einstein, but man, I've definitely had times where I felt like, look, I'm in this certain crowd of people, and I better not bust out my thoughts right now because they're going to all look at me like...
No matter what it's about, politics. But I guess I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with where I grew up. But I just got so much ridicule about it the second I brought it up.
Yeah.
Second I brought it up.
So did you go to high school and whatnot down in South Texas?
Yeah, Harlan.
Okay.
Yeah. And the area is not very
culturally diverse. That. I went to high school in a prison town, so imagine, you think that was.
Like
a lot of mints walking around.
I remember in 8th grade, there was this competition we had in class out of this trivia book. And literally a Star Trek section came up, and I had the answer to every question. I knew Kirk's middle name, I knew, Spock's mom's name, Tiberius. James Tiberius Kirk.
Like a black dad or something.
Well, that is his grandfather's name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His grandfather's name was Tiberius Kirk. So they thought it was a crappy name, but I knew all that stuff. Yeah, but I knew all that stuff, and by the time it was like I was never the same again. Like I was tainted by that.
Wow.
But So, have you seen the new movies?
No, actually, no.
You know how Trek is kind of serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wars is serious too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the comic part of Wars? 3PO and R2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they're the comic relief, but they don't tend to go overboard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess there's an occasional laugh in Trek. There's some humor in it. Yeah. But these new movies, man.
I remember, I think it was Star Trek 4. Was that the one where Spock, they go to Earth and...
Whales.
And, Spock keeps cursing, saying hell and damn and
whales.
Inappropriate times.
Yeah. And he's learning how to swear. Yeah. And see, that's the other thing is like, he's biracial.
Oh, I didn't know
he's
that.
Half human. Like half Vulcan.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was all Vulcan.
Yeah. Well, he chose Vulcan as a philosophy, but the thing is, like, it's hard for Spock,
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of personal struggle. Just like Luke. There's a lot of personal struggle for Luke, knowing, like, my freaking dad is a minion of the freaking Empire.
Yeah. And he already lost. Well, no, wait, I get the mirror. Go ahead.
Well,
I got my characters mixed up.
It just seems that there are only so many stories in the world, right? The writers say there's only 10. I don't know. I have to think of the 10, but boy gets girl, girl gets boy, and there's 2, and whatever they go through along the way.
Yeah.
So I guess these stories are bound to be similar at some point. The big difference being that I suppose if you're going by what the credits say, Star Wars is way in the past, and Trek is the future. But they also haven't left our galaxy yet in Trek.
Yeah, which is kind of tricky.
And they haven't, not intentionally. and then they haven't really established what galaxy they're in Wars, other than it's far, far away.
Wasn't there a wormhole that was quite integral to the story of Deep Space Nine?
Deep Space Nine ended up parking itself right outside a wormhole that went to a whole other quadrant that would have taken like 100 years to get to. But that opened up a friggin' can of worms. I mean, it doesn't just work one way.
Yeah.
You know, and there's some bad motherfuckers over there. So, yeah, that doesn't really happen in Wars, right? I mean, you've got this continued kind of... But again, I guess it's the episodic... What do you think about a Wars TV series that's a good one, not one of these animated things?
Well, I thought the animated things were good.
They were alright.
But, yeah.
Okay, you mean the hand-drawn ones that were a while ago that were kind of between everything? I thought those were really good.
Okay, well, maybe that presents something. Okay, Star Trek, they're kind of doing a lot of bumping around the ship, doing their soap opera thing. That doesn't take as much tech as it does to have a laser gun battle every episode. So
Yeah.
it would be a high budget thing, and then
So
they turn the series out quick enough to make it work.
So they're saving costs from a production level to do an episodic. I think probably the most soap opera formatted one was Deep Space, because really that was a good idea if you think about it. They tried to take just the whole idea that it's on a space station and they're not mobile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things come to them rather than them going to things.
Yeah, that's the one with Quark, right?
See, there's a great character.
Yeah,
Quark's
really
like a fucking great character, dude.
I need more money. I'm trying to develop the Quark in me. Just a heartless moneymaker.
Well, see, the thing is, Quark wasn't really heartless. I mean, for a Ferengi, he was
just a businessman.
He was a businessman, but for a Ferengi, he was a pretty good guy. You know, when that place was occupied, he helped people out. He gave people, you know,
but it probably just because it fell into the something rules of acquisition. How many? There are numbers.
They're like 200 and something.
But so he's helping people out so that later you can go, hey, little me, I need this.
Well, and Cisco even said, man, getting Quark to sell someone something at cost is about as best as you can hope for. I mean, he's a Ferengi. You know, this is, I mean, we're asking him to completely go against his nature to just give something away. And, you know, there are swindlers in Wars, that Watto guy, and, you know. But, you know, at the same time, I think the Empire has some pretty serious technology. I don't know if the Enterprise could beat a Star Destroyer. They would have to be pretty cunning to do. They'd have to, like, beam pieces of the
Star Destroyer. Is that the big triangular thing?
But it's just huge, and just so cannons.
Yeah,
you know,
certainly, probably.
Now they don't have transporters and stuff,
right?
Or tractor beams. Oh, they do have tractor beams. I think, because they tractor you into the Death Star.
They got the Millennium Falcon like that.
Yeah, so you know, some of the technology is the same, but that'd be a fight. That'd be serious. You know, the Enterprise also has phasers, which aren't like lasers or disruptors or any, you know, they're, well, I guess they're kind of like a disruptor. But that'd be an interesting fight. So, you know, you're not a big Trekkie.
No.
By the way, do you go in for the whole Trekkie Trekker debacle?
Oh, which do you call it? Nah, it's like calling, not using the word midget and saying little person. I just go with little person because I'm trying to be the most PC, you know.
Right.
So I would say Trekker, I guess, because it used to be Trekkie, and then supposedly enough of them didn't like that. Right?
Yeah, but Gene Roddenberry said, hey, it's Trekker, or Trekkie, I invented the damn thing.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, apparently the rumor is he was at this convention, and he's like, I like seeing all the Trekkies here today, and somebody from the audience yelled out, Trekkers! And he turned around and found the guy, and he was like, Trekkies, I should know I invented the damn thing.
I'll say. That's so awesome.
Well, I think Gene Roddenberry, I mean, George Lucas is a good writer, but Gene Roddenberry is the guy that figured out, look, if you fly through space, you've got to have this beam going ahead of you to move stuff out of the way, or you're just going to, like, be Swiss cheese.
Right.
You know? He kind of figured out all that speculative tech to the point where scientists were writing the guy going, why are you wasting time creating a show instead of actually trying to create this technology?
Think how many scientists he inspired, though, who will.
Yeah. And then they're
Really
working on that technology right now.
Yeah.
You've heard about 3D printing.
3D printing? Yeah, I believe that.
That's replication.
Right.
I mean, that's starting, that's right there.
That's true. That's a good point, man.
Starting to, that's the replicator.
Wow.
I mean, it can't do proteins and stuff yet.
Right.
With a very
What,
basic...
I really haven't looked into that much. Can they, make a paper cup or something like that?
Probably. Make a plastic cup.
Wow.
It's printed melted plastic.
That's
on top of layer after layer after layer. Yeah.
Yeah, just pixels of 3D plastic.
So there's a lot of the technology, and they claim that they can, take stuff apart, but not put it back together yet. Transporter wise.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
Wow.
I mean, I haven't looked up this stuff in years, but that claim's been around a while. We can almost do it.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you think that we have the capability to build an enterprise?
Sure.
I mean, if we did it in space and
right,
just
if you
ran
build
it
a
on-
space station, why can't you eventually get all the parts out there and put it together?
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go. I mean, that seems to be, and yeah, it's amazing what just television in general can. Maybe it's weird to say, but it seems to inspire people to great things sometimes.
Yeah. I'm kind of concerned. I wonder how our audio is going to be. We might be doing another Star Trek thing. Maybe I need to get up here and.
I know this mic well. You're just
Okay. Good.
In fact, guys, sorry about the music in the background. They're having a party next door, and we have absolutely no control over it.
I would like to take this opportunity to kind of let anybody who doesn't really know one or both of us. We just became roommates. I was renting a room in this house, and the man that owns it has known this man a long time, and so we just met. Not even a week ago.
About.
Yeah. So, and we were both interested in podcasting, and anyway, so here we are, and I bet we do quite a bit more of it.
Well, it's nice to be able to, the other thing that people may not realize about sitting here in front of the camera and doing this stuff is that watching it over is almost self-therapy sometimes. You can kind of stumble on advice you give yourself, depending on what it's about. And it's nice to have your opinion out there.
Right. I need to take my daily shower right in the grease on my forehead.
All right. Well, I mean, I like I said, this was our kind of first practice, I guess, Rantcast, we'll call it.
Yeah. I want to ask the viewers, did you notice that I had a glass of soda before I had coffee? Because I was just waiting for the coffee to cool off, so I had caffeinated soda waiting on coffee.
And I apparently haven't completely freed myself of the caffeine problem. So, we're all working on it, though. This is my first cup of coffee in a week. So,
well, that's good.
I'm actually doing all right.
I want to add, I'll pretty much be anybody's Facebook friend, especially in the DFW area. My name is Flip Move. I'm pretty sure I'm still the only Flip Move on Facebook. FlipMove, like it's my first and last name.
And I don't use Facebook anymore, so you guys need to just email me here at YouTube. If you want, and like I said, we're doing these rantcasts, so you guys can just sort of go off in the comments as best you want. We're not going to slap anybody's hands.
Right. I'm pretty thick-skinned when I want to.
Don't insult any other commenters.
There you go.
Be cool to other commenters. Don't insult anybody's penis or.
You can insult me. I've got a lot of moles. I have a complexion of a chocolate chip cookie.
My hair's falling out real bad.
Yeah, I need to shave. It probably looks like dirt off this cam. I haven't washed my face in a week.
All right, guys. We're almost out of time for the video here. Hope you enjoyed, and look for more. Good night.
Right.